Today we're going to be checking out this Risophy full-size mechanical gaming keyboard. This keyboard is going to be made for gamers who want something more than a basic keyboard. This thing has a lot of additional media controls, rollers, and cool features. So in the box, what you're gonna get is, of course, gonna be the keyboard, a nice texturized wrist rest with some pretty cool patterns on it, a keycap puller along with a key switch puller, and 5 additional red key switches. All right, so first impressions with this keyboard is that this thing is heavy duty and it feels like a tank. This thing is gonna be made fully of metal, and if I do like a bend test, I mean, this thing is not budging. It's solid, it weighs a lot, and it feels tough. As far as features go, you can see there is a lot of different buttons on here. You have a lot of G macros, M macros, a knob here, media control play button. So this thing is gonna be extremely customizable. You can see that the roller here is gonna adjust your volume by default on your computer. And if you press this button here, it toggles now between the RGB lights. So you can adjust them on the fly like that. And then these buttons here are pretty much gonna just control your soundtracks, pause, play, previous, next. And as far as all of these additional buttons go here, these are gonna be programmable in the software. And as you can see on the screen here, the G buttons are gonna be macro buttons, and the M buttons are gonna be 5 light macro buttons, and the software is gonna be quite robust. Now, covering the RGB lights a little more, you can see this thing has some pretty cool RGB lights. You got some on the side here, on the top. This thing is just glowing a lot of different colors, which is really, really cool. If I go ahead and press some of these M buttons, you can see there's some different profiles already set. If I go ahead and hold function plus press insert, you can see I can toggle between the different patterns. And you can see there are some indicator lights here. So if I go ahead and press the caps lock button, you can see that lights up red, giving you a nice signal. Now let's go ahead and flip to the back of the keyboard. And under here, you can see it's gonna be pretty simple. You're just gonna have 4 grips here to give you a sturdy typing experience. And then the legs up here are gonna be adjustable. So if I go ahead and pop this open, you can see that's gonna give you an angle, and the keyboard is gonna feel a little more ergonomic based on your typing preferences. Now the keyboard also did come with that wrist rest, and this is gonna be made fully of plastic, but it does have some magnetic tips here, as you can see, and this is gonna attach under the keyboard. So let's go ahead and slide it right under. We just put it there and push it in. And now you can see the wrist rest is attached to the keyboard magnetically. And this definitely feels nice for me. I feel like I can type comfortably on here. So this wrist rest is gonna give you a more ergonomic posture when typing. Now, if I go ahead and actually pop one of these key switches out using the keycap puller, you can see that the key switch has this nice concave feel to it, and it does feel pretty grippy for the most part. It has like a very light grainy texture, so you're gonna be more accurate, and every key is gonna be fairly grippy when pressing it in. And then over here you can see we are using the red key switches, and these are going to be hot swappable as well. So if we go ahead and pull these out, all we do is we put the key switch puller on there, press in, and then pull it out. And just like that, we removed the key switch. And this is gonna be able to use either 3-pin or 5-pin key switches. So if you wanna replace the reds for blues or a different color, you can totally do that with this keyboard because it is gonna be hot swappable. So now let's go ahead and do a typing test with the red switches on this Risophy full-size gaming keyboard. So overall, not a bad typing test. The reds definitely did sound good to me overall. Every key felt nice and tactile without being too loud. So overall, big fan of how the typing sounds on this keyboard. Now, as far as connection options go, you're only gonna be able to connect it via the wire. It's not detachable, and it's gonna connect via USB-A through this silicone cable. So if you're looking for a full-size gaming keyboard with all the bells and whistles, wrist rest, RGB lighting, macros, rollers, the whole shebang, then this keyboard is gonna be a good option to consider. And if you wanna learn more, be sure to check out the link down in the description below. Thanks for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one.